Got a phone call sponsored by Jinx T-shirts. You can get your own by heading over to go.tagjag.com/JINX. Got a phone call here. Hello, this is Chris.
Hey, what's up?
Not much. Just taking calls.
I just want to know your thoughts on Ubuntu.
My thoughts on Ubuntu. Well, I think it's a Linux distribution.
Yeah.
It's about as much as I think about it. I don't have any issues with Ubuntu. I think as far as Linux distros go, it is the simplest Linux distro. And of course, anytime I say something about one Linux distro or another, it's like a holy war erupts. You have people over in this camp saying, no, this distro is better, and people over in this camp, no, this distro is better, and you just can't win. I think they can all agree, however, whether they use it or not, that Ubuntu is about as close as Linux has come to being mainstream. And so for that, I certainly appreciate the ongoing efforts of the organization. I have Ubuntu installed in a virtual machine, but, quite honestly, most of what I need is taken care of by either Windows or Mac OS X. That's not always the case, though. Certainly the software available on Ubuntu is, just as good as the software that's available on just about any platform, a web browser, or, email viewer, and, everybody's pretty much off to the races. As far as where it goes from there, well, it boils down to personal preferences. Now, I don't know if Linux is ever going to grow beyond where it is today. I think in terms of its viability on the desktop, I really don't know. There would have to be something major have to happen for Windows to disappear. And until Windows really disappears, and nothing takes its place. Because you can't just say, well, OS X is, getting popular, and, therefore Linux is going to get more popular. It's a false argument.
Right.
So, even if Windows slips away, OS X is likely to take its place. I don't know if the average person, really cares one way or another whether they're running Windows or Ubuntu. Ultimately, they just want their software to work. And, until paying for an operating system is no longer economically viable, Windows just isn't going to go anywhere. And even when it does, it's already got a wide array of developers. Windows is geared towards enterprise, as is Linux, by the way, but more so in a workstation capacity. So I don't really see Linux going much further on the desktop than it has. I really don't. It's just
right.
I don't think it's going to happen. I think in embedded devices, absolutely. In lower cost devices, oh, for sure. But beyond that, well, more power to it. I take nothing. I'm not trying to say Linux is horrible, not by any stretch, but.
Oh no. I just switched my stepdad from Vista to Ubuntu, and he loves it.
Of course.
It runs a lot smoother for him, and
going from Vista to anything.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. I wanted him to get a Mac Mini, but I guess he just didn't want it or whatever. He just couldn't afford it. But
right. Certainly, and that calls back to what I was saying about cost becoming a factor.
Right.
And if all they do is get on the web, then and just do just basic tasks on the desktop, and they're not needing to have something like Windows to make them feel better about their purchase, then Ubuntu stands very, very, very well, especially on an older computer. If the system's dilapidated somewhat, then bringing Linux into the fray may actually make for a more responsive operating system in general, compared to some extra bloat in Windows that kind of gets old over time. And it's not to say that Linux is more secure. That's another mistruth. Every operating system has its share of security issues. Just have to watch out for different problems.
Right. I just want to say one more thing, and then I'll let you go.
Sure.
Your live stream is pretty great, man. I like it a lot, and I've been watching you since Tech TV days when you're on there.
Cool.
And yeah, and I want to say congratulations for your success.
Thank you. Glad I didn't have to yell at you.
Anyway, thanks, man.
Yeah, no problem.
Bye.
Bye.